What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 12, Episode 11. So, we pick up this episode at the party that Tanya was having for her family and friends. And we left off last week seeing Dennis kind of sliding his way through. And Portia sees him, and she's happy to see him. And he gets down on both knees, honey. And he basically said, look, he said, I was selfish. He didn't say I was cheating. He said I was selfish. And the only reason why I say that because that comes up later on, people making the distinction. But whatever. I want my family back, and I'm here to I'm here to reclaim my woman. Let her put her ring back on her finger if she will have me. Portia takes the ring back. She was like, I guess I'm engaged again, and she's happy. And of course, they're asking all the girls how they feel about it, and Candy is like, I mean, if she like it, I love it. And Candy, baby, that's how I feel about it. If she like it, I love it, child. So, we leave there, and Tanya's staying at the party. The ladies head on back to the hotel. And on the way back to the hotel, Kenya starts up with that imitation stuff again. See, Kenya, the first time it was funny. The second time it's obnoxious. Sit down. They get back to the hotel and they decide that now is the time to clear up Snakegate. We are all here. We are awake. We're going to head back to Marlo's room and we are going to address Snakegate once and for all. Now, before we get into the kerfuffle that follows, can we talk about the fact that Marlo has decorated her hotel room like she moving in? She got her name, like these little letters that with her name that spell out Marlo. Like, you travel with that kind of stuff, Marlo. I could even see if they were going to be there for a week. They were there for 2 days, 2.5 days, something like that. Really, Marlo? Okay. It's Marlo being Marlo, child. Marlo being Marlo. But I just peeped that. Did y'all peep that? So we get back to the hotel room and everybody's there except for Nene and Giovanna. I don't think that's an accident. Now, they said they thought it was a pajama party, so they went back and put on their pajamas. I think they use that as an excuse to kind of talk and figure some things out of what they're going to say and what they're not going to say. But whatever. So they come walking. Giovanna got on a cute little pajama set. Nene comes walking in there with her breasts hanging out. Literally. Her breasts hanging out. Now, she seems to feel like because she has nipple covers, like the little, that she's okay. Nene, your breasts were still hanging out. Nobody wants to see that, ma'am. Nobody but Greg wants to see that, ma'am. And I don't even know if Greg wants to see it, but I know I didn't. And the women in that room didn't seem to want to see it either. Neither here nor there, child. Neither here nor there. So, they get to talking, honey. He was like, look, I got a plane to catch, so I don't have time for the preliminaries. Who said it? So, Nene, instead of just answering the question, Nene starts talking in riddles. And she starts talking around it. And Cynthia is like, look, either you going to tell me or you not going to tell me. So then Marlo responds and tells Cynthia to shut up and tell Cynthia this and calls Cynthia Bob Marley. And Cynthia was like, look, I ain't going to be too many more Bob Marleys. And, Marlo was like, you're going to be whatever to say. I say you're going to be you in my house. And Cynthia was like, yeah, but you're not going to disrespect me. I don't care whose house you in. And then she going to call Cynthia nappy-headed something. Now, y'all get mad at Marlo because she called her nappy-headed. Did she call her nappy-headed before I start? No mess. She called her something headed. She responded to her hair, some bald headed, nappy headed. She said something about the girl hair. Then, so Cynthia kept saying, "Look, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't have time for this. I'm out of here." So then, what's that child name? Nene was telling Marlo to be quiet. She was like, Marlo, stop. We're trying to get this situation resolved. Will you stop antagonizing Cynthia? Like, shut up. And, Marlo was like, you ain't going to tell me to shut up. You're not going to tell me to shut up. So they got to argue. And next thing you know, honey, Cynthia then got up and walked up out of there like, I don't have time for this. I'm done with it. Nene, because they kept saying, Nene, just say who it is. And Nene's like, well, I ain't no snitch. But the person who said it is here. They need to speak for themselves. So, of course, they looking around like, because at first, okay, y'all, I jumped all the way ahead. Let's go back a second. At first, Portia when they first came in there, Portia was like, well, it's already been resolved. not revolve, Lord. It's already been told. Shit, I can't even think of the word I'm trying to say. It's already been told who the snake is. And Marlo was like, no, it hasn't. I'm not going to condone lying. It hasn't been said who the snake is. And Portia was like, Marlo, like, I'm doing this right here. Because she was trying to, play with the whole mind trick. Well, if you already know, you going to say it kind of thing. So then Giovanna was like, well, I don't have anything to say. I've already said all I have to say. I don't have anything to add to this. And so Nene was like, well, I'm not a snitch, but the person is here and they need to speak for themselves. So they know it only could be Giovanna or Marlo. It's one or the other. And see, that's why Marlo was mad, because Marlo was like, Cynthia thinks it's me. Cynthia thinks I'm the person. She thinks it's me. And Cynthia was like, I don't care who it is. At this point, I don't think Cynthia even cared anymore. Cynthia, got up and walked out. So Nene is chasing Cynthia down the hall, telling her, Cynthia, you need to come back in. You need to hear this. And then here come Kenya's telling Nene, just say it. You causing all these problems. Just say who it is. Now, Nene's talking to the producers. She done told the producers that it's Giovanna. Now, they trying to make the distinction between an audio tape, a videotape, a recording. Dude, either something exists with Cynthia talking shit or not. And Cynthia's thing was, I really don't care about nobody having me on tape talking trash. I care about who I can and can't trust around me, that somebody would tape me. That's what I care about. Which is valid. Because at this point, we know she been talking. Hell, she did 20 interviews talking trash about Nene. I don't think that's the issue. The issue is, who is sitting around recording what I say? So they end up going back into the room. They get to arguing again. And Portia and them are trying to tell Giovanna, look, you not understanding. You done walked into the middle of 10-year relationships. These are friendships that have been going on for 10 years. You don't get to come in as the new girl and wreak havoc. If you had something to do with, you need to go ahead and come clean so we can just move the fuck on. So then you see Nene and Giovanna talking, and Nene is telling Giovanna, look, you need to just go on and just tell these people what they want to hear. You need to go on and let them know what's up. And Giovanna was like, I don't even know what you talking about. I said what I said. I don't have anything else to say. And Nene is like, what are you doing? Like, you got me looking crazy now. Now they making it look like I'm just a troublemaker. You need to go in there and tell them what's up. So they end up going back into the room, honey. Now they all in the room. I don't know why ain't nobody called security, because they yelling, screaming, hollering all in this damn nice hotel. So they go back into the room. Now everybody pissed off, right? Portia, Nene, Kenya, Cynthia, everybody pissed off because they're like, look, just say who it is. So then Giovanna makes, that's okay. See, I knew I was missing something. Giovanna told Portia, when Portia was yelling at Giovanna told Portia, your man is the snake. You need to worry about whether he's sleeping with animals and stuff. And that's what made Portia get up. I don't know why y'all keep forgetting that Portia was drag-a-hoe. That's what made Portia get up, and Portia was about to get Giovanna's ass. And that's when Cynthia ran out the room. I knew something happened that made Cynthia run out the room. So now we all back in the room, and once again, Giovanna get to yelling at Portia. Portia about to drag Giovanna. Then Kenya and you still got Cynthia and Marlo going at it. Then Kenya and Nene get to going at it. And Nene gonna tell Kenya to shut up, and Kenya gonna put her finger in Nene's face, talking about you shut up. And then Nene gonna slap Kenya hand out her face. So then Kenya act like she was gonna lunge at Nene. Then Nene was gonna lunge back at Kenya. And somewhere in the mix, that daggone pregnant Eva got up like she was gonna break something up. And they told Eva, what the hell, if you don't sit your ass down. And her thing was, well, I figured they wouldn't hit the pregnant lady. And like Handy told her, okay, but this temperatures are on high. So then they get Nene. They done separated Nene from Kenya, and they got. And here was what was funny. They kept holding Nene back. Kenya took her sweet happy ass to get out that room. She was like, "Ain't nobody worried about Nene. Nene all extra, all drama." And she really was not fazed. She was not bothered, and she was not fazed. And she did not rush out of that room like she was worried about Nene. I mean, she had her back to Nene and everything. She was so unbothered and unfazed. Mind you, this whole time, Nene breasts are still out. Just hanging. Because she got on a robe with nothing on under the robe and pasties on her nipples. Like, so this whole time, her breasts just keep coming out. And I was like, what the fuck? Honey. So needless to say, the evening is over. I think I covered all of the who did what to who. Child. It was a lot. And when it was all over said and done, we still don't know who the fuck got the tape. Now, let me throw a little bit of, y'all know I normally don't throw outside stuff into what the video shows, but let me just go and throw it out there. If y'all ain't follow, B. Scott done exposed Nene, because Nene last week tried to act like she didn't know who B. Scott was, and she didn't pass nothing to B. Scott. And B. Scott then came out and said, you're not going to pretend like you don't know me. You're not going to pretend like you don't talk to bloggers. You're not going to act like bloggers are beneath you. And yes, somebody from your team did pass me that note. It was not from Kenya. It was not from Cynthia. Somebody from your team gave me that note. He also said that at the end of the day, there is no recording. Now, I tend to believe B. Scott. Well, for a lot of reasons, I tend to believe B. Scott, but also a couple of other things he said that was going to happen in this episode, it went down. So that's another reason. And then the way this whole thing went down, because come to find out, Yovana is the one with the proof, and Nene keeps referring back to Yovana like, girl, tell it. And I'm starting to think that Yovana told Nene she had proof that she didn't really have. Because it doesn't seem like Nene actually has it. She's telling Yovana to expose it. So I think Yovana lied all along about having a damn tape about somebody doing something and saying something, child. Anyway. Okay, so it is the next morning, honey. Tanya didn't know nothing. Tanya didn't know nothing about nothing, honey. Nene she said she was getting phone calls all morning with everybody giving her the breakdown and the rundown. Nene comes to talk to her, and Tanya is like, girl, what the hell happened last night? So, of course, Nene gives her version of the story. Y'all know Nene has to leave. She already said she had a gig. We know that Eva's already gone. And then Yovana is leaving. Because, see, the night before, that's the part I keep forgetting stuff. They were calling for security to get Yovana up out of there. Because, see, here's how it goes down. At the end of the day, Yovana, you still the new girl. It does not matter who is beefing with who. You are still the new girl. And when it was time for one of the twin powers to activate, they activated on your ass. And they got you up out of there. So your ass got sent home from Toronto. You did not get to finish the trip. And when Nene was about to go for Kenya, guess who was trying to hold her back and keep her calm? Not just Marlo, but Portia. So at the end of the day, y'all mad and y'all still beefing, and a conversation needs to be had. But Portia still, when the shit gets when it hits the fan, she still got your back type of thing. So Carnival comes, they have a great time, they getting it in. I know Kenya's feet was burning and hurting and everything else because this girl had on thongs. They had on stockings, and she didn't have no sneakers, and she had to wear these thong sandals with stockings on. Y'all know what that's like, trying to put on some thongs with some stockings or some socks, and she had to walk around like that all day, baby. Everybody tapped out early except for Tanya and Portia, honey. Portia was there to the end. I know that's right, Portia. But everybody had a good time. They did. They really did. So then that night they had their final dinner before they were heading home, and they're at dinner, and they're having a good time. They're having a good conversation, and here go that damn shady ass Cynthia. She gonna bring up, I mean, if your man was cheating on you and, we knew about it, would you want to know? So, of course they drugged this whole conversation out. But what ended up happening was, earlier in this season when we saw Cynthia and Kenya, remember when they went to the little cookie lady store? Come to find out, the cookie lady done told them, look, your boy Paul, he done pushed up on me at the club. He all bought me a bunch of drinks, gave me his number. I gave him my number. Like, what's good? So they're talking in code, and of course Cynthia's like, I'm sitting here feeling some kind of way because I know what she's talking about. I know who she's talking about. And I'm like, Kenya, why you being messy? And of course, nobody knows. And, of course, Portia's like, is she talking about me? Because Kenya gonna say, well, once a cheater, always a cheater. And this, that, and the other. And Portia was like, you talking about me and my man? She was like, because Dennis know that not only is his family on the line, but his balls on the line too. Yeah. He could play if he wants to. It's a problem. And Candy was like, at first I thought she was talking about Deep Meat, but then I remember Cynthia telling me about this whole situation, so I knew she was talking about Tanya. So when it was all over said and done, Tanya they all were like, yeah, we want to know. But Tanya kept putting up these stipulations as to what was cheating. Well, that's not really cheating. I mean, that's flirting. And Candy was like, yeah, but that sounds like a prelude to cheating, which it is. Why you gonna ask somebody for their phone number if you ain't gonna use it? I mean, I'm just saying. So that is sort of like setting up, I guess, where we get ready to go with this, because when it was all over said and done, they were like, well, Kenya, you clearly have something you want to say. Like, go ahead and tell it. And Kenya was like, no, I mean, I just wanted to know how y'all felt about it. Now, that is the story version, right? That's pretty much what went down this episode, y'all. Marlo did apologize to Cynthia, so I will say that. Marlo did apologize, because Cynthia's thing is the old, this is the old Marlo. Like, she been acting like she's somebody new and improved or whatever, but this is what I saw last night was the old Marlo. And Cynthia was like, and Kenya brought up a good point. Kenya was like, Marlo was all a team player until Nene showed up. And then she got a whole different attitude. And what I find interesting is all of a sudden now you got time to apologize to Cynthia now that Nene's gone. Now you're sorry and you apologize. And Cynthia was like, you know what? I mean, I may accept her apology because it is what it is, but I got my good eye. Do I believe it? Do I think that this is a new and improved Marlo? Nah, I'm back to seeing you for what you really are. So that's pretty much how the episode went down, y'all. But now, let me tell y'all a little bit of behind the scenes. If y'all don't want to go behind the curtain for a few seconds, then go on and cut the video off now. But if you want to go behind the curtain, let me give you a little behind the curtain. If y'all go listen to B. Scott's podcast, he said that that conversation with the cookie lady and Kenya and Cynthia was a very impromptu thing, but they happened to catch it on camera. Like, they were there filming a scene and that woman started talking to them and told them that, and they got it on scene. And so the producers were like, well, we not gonna have this explosive information and not use it. And so they put they put Kenya up to bringing it up. And it's going to now become part of Tanya's storyline. But that was not a planned conversation. It was not a planned situation. According to B. Scott. And again, I believe B. Scott. Because, his stuff usually be on point. So, with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.